Have you ever noticed how strangely uncomfortable it feels when a name disappears almost instantly? Not later in the day. Not after the conversation ends. But right after it's spoken. Someone looks at you, introduces themselves clearly, confidently, sometimes even warmly. You hear the name. You acknowledge it. You might even repeat it silently in your head. And then, without warning, it vanishes. There is no trace. No echo. Just an empty space where something should be. And suddenly, your attention shifts. Not to the conversation. Not to the person. But inward. Your mind starts negotiating. Calculating. Planning how to move forward without ever needing to say that name again. You smile more than usual. You speak around the name. You avoid moments where it might be expected. And beneath all of that, there is a quiet discomfort. Because forgetting a name doesn't feel neutral. It feels like failure. We've been taught, explicitly or subtly, that remembering names means you are attentive, intelligent, socially capable. And forgetting them means the opposite. Carl Jung believed this assumption was deeply flawed. To Jung, forgetting was not a weakness of the mind. It was an expression of it. He believed the psyche does not operate like a machine that randomly malfunctions. It operates like a system of meaning. Nothing is forgotten without reason. Especially not names. A name, psychologically speaking, is far more than sound. It is identity condensed into language. It is how a person becomes symbolically real to you. To remember someone's name is to grant them a defined place in your inner world. And not every psyche does this easily, or automatically. Jung observed that many people who forget names frequently are not distracted. They are inwardly oriented. Their attention does not flow naturally toward external labels. It flows toward internal impressions. When such a person meets someone new, their mind is already active, but not in the way society expects. They are sensing emotional tone, reading posture, noticing tension or ease, picking up subtle cues that others ignore. Their psyche is asking deeper questions, often unconsciously. Is this person safe? What energy do they carry? What does this interaction mean? The name arrives, but the psyche is already elsewhere. It hears the sound, but it does not assign importance. Jung associated this pattern with intuitive and introverted psychological types. These minds do not store information through repetition. They store information through resonance. If something resonates emotionally or symbolically, it stays effortlessly. If it doesn't, it dissolves, no matter how many times it is repeated. This is why someone can forget a name within seconds, yet remember the emotional atmosphere of a conversation years later. The memory system is not weak. It is selective. And selectivity reflects values. Another layer Jung explored was emotional boundaries. Remembering names creates closeness. It acknowledges another person as psychologically distinct and significant. For some individuals, this level of recognition feels draining. Not because they lack empathy, but because emotional engagement consumes energy they do not have in excess. So the unconscious protects itself. It allows the interaction to proceed, but removes the symbolic anchor. The name fades. Jung believed the unconscious is constantly regulating psychological balance. Anything that threatens overload, emotionally, socially, or mentally, is filtered out. Names are easy to filter. Anxiety intensifies this process. When anxiety enters the system, attention collapses inward. Not creatively, but defensively. The mind becomes preoccupied with self-monitoring. How am I being perceived? Am I saying the right thing? Am I safe in this interaction? In that state, memory formation suffers. Not because the brain is incapable, but because it is prioritizing survival. Names have no survival value. So they are not stored. Jung would say the name was heard, but never received. There is also resistance. Sometimes forgetting a name is not about distraction or anxiety. It is about avoidance. The person may unconsciously remind you of something unresolved. A trait you dislike. A past version of yourself. An aspect of your shadow. Jung believed the psyche avoids what threatens its self-image. When that threat appears, the unconscious creates distance. And since names symbolize psychological closeness, they are quietly rejected. The name refuses to stay. Not because the person lacks importance, but because they activated something unfinished inside you. Then there is the modern condition. We live in a world of constant social exposure. Too many faces. Too many introductions. Too little depth. Names lose symbolic weight. To the unconscious, they become interchangeable sounds. Jung believed symbols only endure when they carry meaning. When meaning disappears, memory follows. Why remember what leads nowhere? This is why people who forget names often remember dreams vividly. Or emotional moments with striking clarity. Or conversations that carried psychological weight. Their memory is not failing. It is prioritizing. But society does not reward this kind of prioritization. It rewards efficiency, social fluency, quick recall. So people who forget names feel broken. Jung would say this feeling is the real problem. The psyche is not malfunctioning. It is being misunderstood. Trying to force memory often makes it worse. Pressure increases anxiety. Anxiety blocks memory. The cycle reinforces itself. Understanding breaks the cycle. When the unconscious feels understood, it relaxes. And when it relaxes, memory improves naturally. Not because you forced it, but because you stopped fighting your own psychological structure. Jung believed self-acceptance was the gateway to integration. When you accept how your mind works, it stops working against you. So if you forget names easily, Jung would not tell you to fix yourself. He would tell you to listen. Because forgetting names is not random. It is a message. A signal of how your psyche engages with the world. What it values. What it avoids. What it protects. And once you begin to understand these signals, something shifts. You stop feeling ashamed. You stop apologizing internally. You stop measuring yourself against standards that were never designed for your mind. And in that space of understanding, memory begins to return. Not all at once. Not perfectly. But naturally. If this perspective resonates with you, if you recognize yourself in this pattern, it means you are not alone. And it means there is more to understand. If you want to explore the deeper psychology of the mind, the unconscious, Carl Jung's ideas, and the hidden patterns behind human behavior, then make sure you subscribe to this channel. Not for quick answers. Not for surface-level motivation. But for deeper understanding. Because the more you understand how your mind actually works, the less you feel the need to fight it. And that understanding changes everything.